Imagine entering a crowded room and being recognized by everyone's attention without uttering a single word. Why? Because you radiate something more profound than words. It's a serene force, a strong presence that speaks for itself. The true key of attraction is that. Ever ponder why certain individuals exude a captivating aura without uttering a single word? Perhaps you feel that something is lacking because, in spite of everything you've tried, you still find it difficult to connect with people. In actuality, physical attributes and our speech are not the only factors that contribute to attractiveness. In actuality, our internal projections are what really count. We become nervous and uneasy in our own skin when we lack that inner power, which has an impact on how other people see us. We can lose our chances and become stuck in a state of invisibility if we lack self-awareness and confidence. However, what if I told you that you could alter that without uttering a single word? What if quiet had the power to make you magnetic? Stoicism, an age-old theory of restraint and inner fortitude, enters the picture here. You'll learn 8 effective behaviors in this session that will change the way people see you without you ever saying a word. These practices, which have their roots in Stoic ideals, will help you become a more appealing and genuine version of yourself. Stay with me if you're prepared to embark on this path of self-improvement and turn into someone who feels good every single moment in addition to looking good. I guarantee that you will be a better version of yourself by the end of this video, in addition to being more attractive. Get ready for an inward metamorphosis. Before we start, please hit the like button on this session and subscribe if you find value in this content and would like to assist others in learning about the power of Stoicism. We are able to expand this community of growth and transformation thanks to your support. Sharing this knowledge with people who need it most is made easier with each like. Set up alerts so you don't miss any life-altering Stoic reflections. Let's all work to become our greatest selves. First habit: self-assurance. Take a moment to picture yourself at a meeting where everyone is attempting to be heard. You can't help but notice one individual in the room, even though they don't need to make big gestures or raise their voice. They seem to have an unaccountable power that speaks for them just by being there. Have you ever experienced this? Despite their quiet demeanor, that person exudes confidence. Stoic philosophy is relevant in this situation. According to the famous philosopher Emperor Marcus Aurelius, perfect tranquility consists in the good order of the mind within your own domain. It is this inner peace that enables us to project confidence without needing to adorn it with superfluous words or deeds. You have to start with yourself in order to achieve this confidence. Stoic confidence is about being at ease with who you are and accepting both your strengths and your limitations, not about being an expert or in charge of every area of life. It's the inner tranquility that radiates. Consider this: if you can manage your emotions, be at peace with your own thinking, and recognize that there are some things you just cannot control, then calm will eventually transform into apparent confidence. The Stoics engaged in reflection for this. You may make meditation a daily habit today. Just a few minutes of meditation can help you relax, refocus, and accept things as they are. It doesn't have to be difficult or take up hours of your day. The internal serenity you cultivate will eventually begin to manifest in social settings. Now that you are aware of who you are, you won't feel the need to impress or prove anything. Noise is not necessary for true confidence. Self-reflection is another practice that will assist you in creating this strong foundation. Consider your actions for a moment at the conclusion of each day. What did you do well? What could you do better? You gain a stronger sense of self-awareness and a solid foundation for action through this self-analysis process. In conclusion, confidence is an interior state rather than an outward behavior. The Stoics were well aware of this. Let go of things that are beyond of your control and concentrate on what you can manage. People will be drawn to you because of who you are, not because of what you say, if you succeed in this. Second habit: calm. Imagine traversing a chaotic city where everything seems to be overflowing, including sirens, traffic, and crowds. Abruptly, though, you spot someone moving through the commotion in a composed manner, unhurried and unaffected by the mayhem all around them. That individual exudes a calmness that draws everyone's attention without a word. They've learned to stay calm in the face of turmoil, not that it doesn't exist. That's what tranquility is all about. One of the greatest Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, is credited by the Stoics with saying, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This lesson serves as a reminder that although we have no control over the events in our lives, we do have control over our response, and that inner serenity defines our strength. Because it conveys stability, self-awareness, and control, serenity gains appeal. How can this calm be developed? Breathing is the first step in the process. The next time you're feeling overwhelmed, take a moment to focus on your breathing while closing your eyes. Take a deep breath. Allow it to fill your lungs, and then gently release it. Feel your mind relax and center yourself in the here and now with every breath. You will be able to center yourself and portray a calmness that others will perceive without you having to speak, thanks to this easy habit. Additionally, embrace the Stoic attitude of accepting the things that are out of your control, such as traffic, the weather, and other people's opinions. You begin to let go of the stress that has built up when you stop fighting the inevitable. People are drawn to people who maintain their composure in the midst of stressful or distressing situations. You may express calmness even through your body language. Keep your posture sturdy but comfortable, and move slowly and deliberately rather than hurriedly. A person who moves with composure and resists being pulled by hurry conveys the idea that they have authority over both their surroundings and themselves. The quality of serenity conveys an inner strength that cannot be expressed verbally. Remaining composed does not imply being uncaring, rather. It refers to having total emotional control and projecting a serene aura that enchants and inspires confidence in others. Third habit: being there. Imagine entering a room and getting the impression that someone is totally aware of their surroundings and the people in them without even speaking. Although their presence demands attention, that person doesn't have to be the most articulate or conspicuous. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, reminded us of this when he stated, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." That is the magic of being present. When we attempt to focus on too many things, we aren't really focused on anything. Being completely rooted in the present, truly present, and free from outside distractions is what it means to be present. However, how can we cultivate this capacity for presence? The art of listening comes first. Try to listen the next time someone talks to you instead of planning your next move. Don't split your focus by looking at your phone, just pay attention. This improves your relationships with those around you and gives the impression that you are more interested and attentive. When someone gives them their whole attention, people greatly cherish it. It's uncommon, which is why it's so valued. Being aware of our environment is another way that we can practice being present. Spend some time paying close attention to the people, locations, and small aspects in your immediate surroundings. It's about actually seeing, not simply about gazing. This enables you to be fully present in the moment. Mindfulness is another important technique. Do work with complete consciousness rather than on autopilot. Even something as basic as having a cup of tea can be transformed into an exercise. Spend some time enjoying its flavor, scent, and the warmth of the cup in your hands rather than consuming it rapidly. Your mind is trained to be more present through these everyday exercises. Last but not least, your body language matters. Don't fidget or look about as though you're distracted. Instead, maintain an open, comfortable posture. Your movements and the energy you release project your presence. Being fully connected to the situation and the people around you is what it means to be truly present, not hogging attention. People can see you're paying attention and that you truly matter. And that's one of the most appealing things you can have. You've come this far because you want to learn how to get more attractive in a forceful and genuine way. Put "I am my best version" as a comment to reinforce your dedication to personal development. This is only the start of your journey to become more confident and have a more captivating appearance. Come along with us as we dissect the 8 Stoic behaviors that will make you more appealing without using words. Habit 4: honesty. Even when it isn't stated, integrity is one of those traits that always comes to mind. It's about being truthful with both yourself and other people, and living by your ideals. Integrity starts with self-awareness and is reinforced by our actions, as Epictetus, one of the great Stoic masters, expressed it succinctly: first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Integrity must be profoundly ingrained in you. It is not something you can fake. How is it cultivated? Being genuinely aware of your values is the first step. What matters to you? Which values serve as your compass? Think over these questions for a while. You give off an unquestionably appealing air of honesty when your actions match your responses. Being honest with yourself as well as with other people is another essential component of integrity. This entails owning up to your errors and growing from them. Individuals admire people who have the guts to own up to their mistakes and try to get better. Furthermore, being honest relieves you of the responsibility of upholding false appearances, enabling you to live more comfortably and authentically. Maintaining your word is equally essential. If you promise to accomplish anything, follow through on it. Individuals that are reliable and fulfill their promises are trusted. Being dependable is essential for establishing a solid reputation and being seen as trustworthy, both of which are highly desirable without using words. Lastly, how you treat other people reflects your integrity. Regardless of who they are or what they have to offer, treat everyone with dignity and kindness. This fosters an atmosphere of trust and respect for one another, in addition to showcasing your character. You develop strong ideals and values when you live an honest life. In addition to fostering trust and respect, authenticity and honesty also produce a subtle, profound allure that others may sense without you having to speak. The fifth habit is self-control. Self-control, also known as self-restraint, is one of those traits that not only enhances your appearance but also shows a great deal of inner power. Self-control makes one stand out in a world when many people act on impulse. One of the most well-known Stoic emperors and philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, stated it simply: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This quote serves as a reminder that, although we have no control over the events that occur in our environment, we do have complete control over how we respond to them. How do we develop self-control from a Stoic standpoint? The first step is to become aware of your feelings without allowing them to control you. The next time you're in a stressful or upsetting situation, pause, take a deep breath, recognize your feelings, and evaluate before responding. Despite its apparent simplicity, this pause is quite important. It enables you to remain composed and refrain from making snap decisions or saying anything you could come to regret. Another key component of self-control is patience. Those who can wait patiently stand out for their strength in a time when quick pleasure is the norm. Being patient demonstrates your ability to wait for what is genuinely valuable and your freedom from your instant gratification. Another crucial element is moderation. Finding a good balance in all facets of your life, whether it be in terms of eating, social media, or any other activity, is more important than depriving yourself of the things you enjoy. By exercising moderation, you may keep your impulses and behavior under control and steer clear of excesses that might cause regret. How you respond to criticism and disagreements is another example of self-control. Learn to listen to others, take into account their viewpoints, and respond calmly and sensibly rather than defensively or angrily. This not only shows restraint but also presents you as a dignified and reliable individual. Keep in mind that exercising self-control involves properly managing your emotions rather than repressing them. It's an obvious indication that you are in charge of your life, which is really alluring. Those who can remain composed and behave thoughtfully at all times are admired by others. Habit 6: appreciation. One of those traits that changes how you see yourself and how other people see you is gratitude. The Stoics teach us an alternative way to deal with the constant pressure from our surroundings to desire more and what we lack. One of the greatest Stoic philosophers, Seneca, taught us a valuable lesson when he said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This reminder challenges us to shift our viewpoint and find richness in what we already have, rather than looking for it in what we believe we lack. One effective strategy for creating a more open heart and a calmer mind is to practice thankfulness. How can we go about doing this? Maintaining a thankfulness diary is one efficient method. Spend a few minutes every day writing down 3 things for which you are thankful. They don't have to be significant. Every little thing matters, whether it's the sun shining on you or someone you care about smiling. This exercise gradually teaches you to appreciate what you already have and to look on the bright side of life. You can show gratitude in your everyday interactions as well. Give thanks to everyone in your life, including your closest friends and family. Saying thank you can make a big difference in someone's life, while also demonstrating your appreciation for the little things. It's also critical to give reflection some time. Find at least one item for which you are thankful, even on the worst of days. This mindset not only increases your resilience but also gives off a positive vibe that people will see. A person who exudes gratitude for life is pleasant to be around. Remember that being grateful is about living with a continuous attitude of appreciation and contentment for what you already have, not just repeating thank you. It's a very alluring spirit of happiness and optimism. Being thankful not only makes you happier and more resilient, but it also makes you more appealing to others since people are drawn to those who appreciate life's little pleasures. The seventh habit is humility. One of those traits that is frequently misinterpreted is humility. It's about thinking more about others and less on yourself, not about devaluing yourself. One of the wisest Stoics, Epictetus, taught us a crucial lesson when he said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This quote serves as a reminder that genuine humility is acknowledging that we are inherently ignorant, that there is always more to learn, and that lifelong learning is a sign of true wisdom. Recognizing your ignorance is the first step towards developing humility. Admitting your shortcomings not only makes you more approachable but also creates new opportunities for learning and development in a society where everyone aspires to seem as an expert. Our minds become more receptive to fresh viewpoints and experiences when we acknowledge that there is always more to learn. Knowing when to listen more than you speak is another essential component of humility. We frequently rush to express our opinions, but humility entails allowing others to express their ideas and experiences. Respect and concern for others are demonstrated when one listens with the sincere goal of understanding, rather than merely responding. Treating people with respect, regardless of their position or rank, is another way that humility shows itself. Everyone is entitled to decency and respect. Keep in mind that everyone has a unique story to tell and something worthwhile to contribute. Being humble and humane means appreciating others for who they are, not for what they can accomplish for you. Furthermore, humility is demonstrated by your capacity to acknowledge and grow from errors. Everyone makes errors, but how we respond to them is what counts most. True strength is admitting our mistakes and being willing to grow, rather than justifying or defending oneself. You become more genuine and personable when you put humility into practice. Because they don't feel under pressure to compete or impress, people feel at ease in your presence. Being humble fosters an atmosphere of understanding and acceptance, which is quite alluring. Recall that humility is an indication of genuine strength and inner stability, rather than weakness. It serves as the cornerstone of a life full of education and deep connections. The eighth habit is patience. An underappreciated quality, patience has enormous influence over how people see you and how you respond to obstacles in life. One of Seneca, the wise Stoic's most important lessons, is that time discovers truth. It serves as a reminder that the most worthwhile things in life frequently require time, and that patience and perseverance are often the keys to revealing truth, understanding, and clarity. Many people think that having patience means being able to wait without getting irritated or impatient. But from a Stoic standpoint, it goes much deeper. It's about embracing the fact that time is a necessary component of the process without pressuring results or hurrying out of concern for what you could lose. The first step in cultivating patience is to alter our expectations and how we view time. Understanding that the most significant and long-lasting accomplishments take time is essential in a world where we are used to quick pleasure. In addition to enabling us to wait, patience enables us to do so with dignity and discernment. Techniques like mindfulness and meditation are effective ways to develop this quality. We may prevent the anxiousness that comes with continuously looking ahead by being mindful and in the moment. Just take a deep breath and bring yourself back to the present when you're feeling impatient. Your mind can become calmer and less reactive with frequent practice. Whether it's waiting in line without using your phone, listening without talking over someone else, or doing a task without hurrying, even small gestures of patience can have a significant impact on your everyday life. Your ability to wait stress-free is reinforced by each of these actions. These little exercises in self-control gradually give you the inner strength you need to handle more difficult situations calmly. Being patient isn't just about waiting, it's about how you wait. It shows maturity and self-control to remain composed and upbeat at these times. Mastering patience makes one appear balanced, self-assured, and in control, qualities that are highly desirable and praiseworthy. Keep in mind that patience is not merely a passive quality, rather, it is an active approach to living wisely, acknowledging that time always works in your favor when you can wait without getting desperate. As we wrap up our discussion, I want you to think more deeply about what attraction actually is. Does it develop through a more private and intimate process, or is it something we construct from the outside? The true question is, what type of energy do you portray when words are superfluous in a world where loudness and superficiality seem to rule? Perhaps the most enduring appeal is found in what we can develop within ourselves rather than what we display. What happens if we quit looking for approval from others and instead working on becoming more real, self-assured, and present? I want to ask you, this is attraction a result of our own self-perception or a reflection of how other people see us? The response could mark the start of a much bigger change than we could have ever dreamed. I'm eager to learn about your experiences conquering obstacles related to this subject. Talk about your experiences, challenges, and triumphs. To demonstrate that you have finished our session right, I am attractive because I feel it if you are at a loss for words. Your input is crucial in this situation. Each reflection enhances and fortifies our community, demonstrating the inherent worth of every person and adding to our common Stoic identity. We'll see you at Stoicismo para Ganadores, where we'll continue to delve into the wealth of wisdom world as it relates to contemporary living. Now, use this chance to learn more about Stoicism through fresh sessions that have been suggested. Until we cross paths again, never forget that you are the only one in control of your vision, the architect of your tranquility, and the fighter in your own conflict. The art of invincibility is the legacy of Stoicism.